the Lord, saints of God. It is TishNichelle. All right, guys. So I have a couple things to share with y'all real quick. I just left the auto registration office. The registration renewed, and guess what my number was? It was 77. I think that's a sign. I think that's showing us that it's God's perfect number. It's showing us that maybe another seal is about to open, or that this pale white horse, maybe we're going to get her part sold before the pale white horse really go forth, because what we're seeing is probably like a prelude to that. We're probably at the onset of sorrows or something like that. But I gotta come on here and let y'all know. So last night in a dream, I don't even know what you want to call it, but I could just taste in my mouth. I was not thinking about no pineapple upside down cake. I really think that God was giving me a glimpse of the wedding feast. And God is so awesome. I believe he did that because, have you ever just had your mouth fixed for something really good, but when you got it, it just really wasn't all that? That's how it was on my birthday. I ordered a cake from Publix Bakery, and it just did not, I don't know, it just didn't do it. It just didn't do it for me. That just really wasn't it. You know, it really wasn't what I wanted. And because I'm a person that's always thinking about the next person, I really don't think about myself until I really don't even put into thought what would be good for myself, because I always put myself last. Sad to say, but that's just, I'm kind of selfless. But anyways, that cake just didn't hit it for me. So I think God was really showing me, this is what you really want. It was just like, yes, that's what it is. That's what I really need, a pineapple upside down cake. So I called my mama to get the directions and the instructions to bake that cake, because that's just something that I don't bake, and it's a really hard to find cake. Like, you really can't call no bakery around where I'm at in these parts and get that cake. You can't just call Publix or Winn-Dixie or somewhere and they're going to just be like, what? No, we don't make that. So anyway, I went to the store. I was in Walmart, and I'm going around in the store while I'm waiting for my place in line. The registration office, the tag office is going so slow, so I had the time to go all, it took me 3 hours total, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm walking around Walmart, and mom's telling me what ingredients to get. So then she asked me, what do you think is going to happen next? As far as, do you think the virus is going to, the situation is going to improve, or do you think it's going to get worse? I said, I think it's just a wake-up call, and it's God is just trying to gather a few more people to be heart sewed and rescued out of here. And this is just a wake-up call to try to gather some more people, invitations to the wedding feast. I feel like that's all this is for the first barley harvest, that this is just God's wake-up call to try to get some more people, because he's about to take us out of here. We're about to go to the wilderness. I said, but I think that it'll get better, because God has just allowed this for a wake-up call, but then things will go back worse and degress after we're out of here. I said, and I began to tell her about the woman in Revelations, about the dragon that comes forth after the woman, after she gives birth, and the water comes out the dragon's mouth. So I said, so that's probably like a meteor or something, or some type of flood, or it could be a nuclear explosion that causes the flood, or what have you. So we're, just talking like that. So then mom says, it could be an earthquake. I was like, oh yeah, like we already know that earthquake is coming. So then she tells me that she just saw the other day, an earthquake. And she's like, I said, what? I'm like, so what happened? And she was like, it was just really big. It went from one end of the globe to the other. And I was like, what? And guys, I know that the earth is really FLAT, but I really can't say that right here, because then your channel becomes a target. But I do understand that. I get it. But I do still use terminology like globe, but it's not that I'm not aware of that. Okay, I want you guys to know that. So, but anyway, I was like, so did you have a dream or what? And she was like, no. She was like, it's a vision. It was a vision. So I want you guys to understand, when you have visions, generally them visions come a lot quicker than dreams. They come like this. So this thing is probably not that far off. Okay. And I think a lot of people have seen earthquakes happening like right there about the time of that first her part. But she said that it just went from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. And she was like, Tisha, don't be afraid when it happens. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel the impact. And she get your canned goods, get your water, get blah blah. I'm like, Mama, I have all that stuff. You know, you don't have to worry about me. I have all that stuff. I said, but God has been leading me to get more water, to start storing even more water, because I kind of stopped. You know, like I told you guys, every time I get a bottle or something, I don't throw it away. I generally would put water in it. I kind of stopped that, but the Holy Spirit's been dealing with me lately. So we might be headed towards an EMP or something. So don't stop storing. I know that it's a lot, and I kind of stopped because people will be criticizing me and everything, but God told me to just keep on storing. And that's pretty much all I have to share. I want to say this. I'm not going to get into what happened today, but people that I actually been helping, they've been trying me, y'all. They've been trying me and just being the rudest, meanest people. Like, you're not going to sit and throw shade at me in my face and I'm helping you. And I'm letting you, man, I'm not going to even get into what happened, but I give place to the enemy. But I'm going to say this. That word that I told y'all, how the enemy would just be trying to come at us through people with words and everything. Sometimes you might have to turn the other cheek. Sometimes you have to just realize there's a bad spirit out, and if people are not covered in the blood of the Lamb and where they need to be in God and got the word in them, they will try you. They really, really are trying. I got tried today, and it was just like, really? Like, really? As good as I am to you? I had to put some people out my house yesterday. But anyway, and when you doing stuff to my children too, like, we not going to have this. So I had to just really, really get some stuff straight. Don't let people speak anything over your life and over your kids' life. Death and life is in the power of your tongue. Remember, you are whatever God says that you are. You are healed. You are free. You are filled. You have the victory. You are the Most High's child. You are a child of the King. You are that royal priesthood. You are a chosen generation, a peculiar people. So just keep this in mind, that sometimes we have to overlook certain things, can be overlooked, but then there's certain things that you don't have to tolerate. So don't tolerate everything. You might have to cut off bad communication and people that hinder your walk with God. But I just cannot believe that as soon as that word was given here on this channel, like how God gave me that, I told y'all guys that, and I told you all that, and then it just boom slaps me right in the face. Like, it was a hard hit. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that word did happen. So, but anyway, if this earthquake dream and this whole thing with the cake resonate, because God does deal with us with our senses. It was just like it was so real, like the cake was literally in my mouth, like I was at the wedding feast. And then it was just like, God, you are so thoughtful to even help me to see what I want. This is what I really want. Like, Lord, I think our mansions are going to be designed just for us. Like, something, God knows us better than we know ourselves. If somebody knows one little hair on your head, that means that he has your mansion with the colors that you will love the most, your bed with everything like you would like it the most, the pond inside. We probably got ponds and rivers and things inside of our mansions, because they're not going to be the same size of mansions on earth. They're going to be way bigger than that. Like, can you imagine that he has every color? Because for God to just tell me and show me this is what you want, that was just, I'm like, this is what I want. Like, God, you are so thoughtful. So I done went to the store and got all the ingredients. My mama done told me what to do. Mama told me to just get one of them. I know how to make homemade cake. My mama told me, mama said to get one of those store-bought, the yellow cake or the golden cake, or get something like that, a yellow cake mix. If you want to do it like this, you can do it homemade. And get some brown sugar and get some butter and pineapples crushed, or the round, the circle pineapples. You can get that, the whole ones that are cut, and cherries. But I'm not a cherry person, so I didn't get that. So if you want the directions for this cake, I'll put the full directions there, but that's the ingredients that you need. And of course, everything that the cake mix on the back of the box, it tells you what to get for that. So I'm going to try this. And, this whole thing has been kind of exciting, because going through an almost famine situation, which is where we're headed. It makes you want to think about things in cooking that will stretch. So I've been watching videos on, people that survived during the Great Depression and finding out like how to make biscuits. I can cook, so it can't be that hard. I should have been in the kitchen when Mama was making them, but because Mama don't know how to talk to nobody, I really didn't go in the kitchen when she was in there. I tried to stay away, but she did teach me how to make homemade cakes and things like that. I can make a red velvet cake that people still ask me for my red velvet cakes today because they will pay for it because it's just that good. And I used to sell dinners and stuff like that. But anyway, if you want the instructions, if you want everything, anything, any recipes or whatever, I'll get them to you. And so that's pretty much it. I saw an elderly woman, Sicilian woman, on a video today, and she was just giving little recipes. One of the recipes was a simple little recipe for a little cookie, okay? And she said that her family would sit and eat the cookies and dip them in their coffee on Sundays. Now her mother would grind the coffee beans, and that would wake her up. That's how she knew it was time to get up, because she would hear her mother grinding those coffee beans in the little grinder machine that they used to have, or thingy that they used to have. And she has all that equipment still to this day, wherein this woman went through the Great Depression. It's just so cool just to hear people talk about recipes and things that stretch. But anyways, I gotta go because I'm about to run out of minutes for this video. But the families were closer during the Great Depression. That's all I want.